The massacre at a rehabilitation center in Culiacán leaves 9 terminated and 5 injured. Sinaloa. Still unclear which criminal group is responsible. La Maíza or La Chapiza. Right? Nobody's even claiming they shit no more, huh? They're letting everybody else get the credit. Hit the like button, y'all. This information was posted by Luz Noticias. The attack took place early this morning in the Colinas de San Miguel neighborhood of the capital of Sinaloa. 9 men were terminated and 5 others injured, including a woman in a in a shooting at a rehabilitation center. So, rehab ain't even safe. You can't even go get off the shit that's hurting you without somebody coming to hurt you. I'm pretty sure it was over somebody else's decision making. It usually be like that. In a shooting at a rehabilitation center in the Colinas de San Miguel neighborhood of Culiacán, the incident occurred at 2 a.m. on Monday, April 7th, at the Shaddai Addiction Center located on Cerro de San Cayetano Street near the corner of Cerro de la Silla Avenue. The report indicates that several armed individuals arrived and destroyed the garage door to gain entry to the residence. Once inside, they subdued the men and women, forced them to the ground, and then discharged into their domes or discharged into them several times. This is the garage door right here, smashed up, as you can see. Right, smashed up, garage door, boom, straight into the building. 9 men were terminated at the scene, while 5 more people, including a woman, suffered serious wounds. The injured were treated and taken to a hospital where they were admitted. 3 more men escaped unharmed after managing to hide in the same house. You got lucky, Papas. The men who fell during the attack were left lying in the living room of the house and were seen to be subdued and defeated when they were terminated. I don't understand that writing. The men who were unalive during the attack were left lying in the living room of the house and were seen to be subdued and defeated. Maybe they meant beaten when they were taken out. The identities of the deceased are currently unknown. The wounded have been identified as Victor Francisco, Jesus Francisco, Jose Alfredo, Jose Luis, and Lilith Alejandra. The youngest in this group was 29 here. The others 41, 53, 42, 42. The area was secured by police and military personnel while no details were obtained regarding the perpetrators. You're not even safe at a Culiacan Rehab, right? The owner of the rehabilitation center, where 9 people were terminated in Culiacán, Sinaloa, was snatched, right? There's always some other shit hiding behind the scenes, right? Always some other shit hiding behind the scenes. Hit the like button if you have yet to do so. This guy right here. A group of armed individuals deprived the owner of the Shaddai Rehabilitation Center where 9 people were unalived early Monday morning in the Colinas de San Miguel neighborhood south of Culiacán. Guillermo Rodriguez Gaciola, the owner of the rehabilitation center where the incident occurred, was snatched. The facts. The deprivation, I guess that's the snatching. The deprivation of liberty occurred minutes before 3 a.m. this Monday, just 30 minutes after the shooting at the rehab center located on Cerro de San Cayetano Street in the aforementioned sector. The information indicates that several armed individuals arrived at the businessman's home and deprived him of his liberty, and his whereabouts are currently unknown. Authorities went to the scene to gather information, but no details were released about the individuals who carried out the snatching. There's another shot of the garage door that got smashed through. I guess this one probably did too. Something shady went down. Something happened. It's more than just 9 people got smoked in their lives. Somebody got snatched. What good are you to the people that did all that termination over there, huh? What's going on? Don't go to rehab in Culiacán. To everybody in Culiacán and Sinaloa, just stay out of the rehabs. Rehabs ain't safe either. Stay away from the schools and the daycares, all of that shit. Because anybody could get snatched at any moment because it's pure chaos in that town, in that city, in that state. We know there's going to be some more developments. His body will come up somewhere and maybe we'll get more to the story, all right? Shout out to Nane. He said Chapozetas did that shit. I would expect you to say that. Culiacán. The body of Guillermo Rodriguez Gaciola, owner of the Shaddai Addiction Rehabilitation Center, who was deprived of his liberty in front of his family by an armed group, was found with hammer wounds and signs of physical manipulation on the southern outskirts of Culiacán. Hours before he was found terminated, a wanted report had been issued. 9 patients were unalived and 5 more were injured in the incident. The addiction treatment clinic is located in the Colinas de San Miguel neighborhood. 12 hours after this incident, a new armed group appeared at the Casa Manantial and rehabilitation centers on Galileo Street in the Universitarios neighborhood. Owned by the same company, they forced the patients to leave the premises without causing any damage. So this was a widespread situation here. They didn't just go to one rehabilitation center. They only massacred at one, but they went to others. Maybe after they made a mess of this first one, or maybe since that was the one they found who they were looking for, they just wanted to hurt the other places money-wise. They massacred everybody. In the other places, there was no damage. Just told everybody to get out. So your rehabilitation is over.
Your services are no longer needed in the community.
Who the bomber clot? Oh!
The State Commission for the Search for Persons released their location file, which describes him as a 55-year-old man, 1.80 meters tall, with white skin, a medium build, honey-colored eyes, and wavy brown hair. Distinguishing features include a tattoo of a cross on his neck, the name Carla on his ring finger, and a heart design with footprints on his left wrist. The file states that he was last seen at 2:30 a.m. last Saturday in the Puerta Real neighborhood of the state capital, so his whereabouts are unknown. The information released is that Guillermo was violently taken from his home by an armed group minutes after the Shaddai Rug Rehabilitation Center he owned. Oh, so he got snatched from home and not the rehab center. That's probably why they were smoking people over there. They was trying to find him. The information releases that Guillermo was violently taken from his home by an armed group minutes after the Shaddai Rug Rehabilitation Center he owned, located on Cerro de San Cayetano Street in the Colinas de San Miguel neighborhood, was raided by an armed group. According to the testimony of several of the 16 inmates who were unharmed, 4 men with covered faces broke down the access gates, entered, and asked for a person identified as El Pelón. They questioned them about which group they belonged to. When they received no response, they shot several of them. They send the can't get rights to do that shit. All right, and there's the missing persons paperwork or flyer. Boom. Los Chapitos blamed for the massacre at Culiacan, Sinaloa Rehabilitation Center. Omar Garcia Harfou confirms Los Chapitos responsible for attack on Culiacan Rehab Center. And today in the Secretary Cabinet, President, I don't know if you or the Secretary would like to comment on the issue of what happened yesterday in Sinaloa at this rehabilitation center where people were being treated for addictions and the emergence of this criminal group. I don't know if you have an idea which group perpetrated it and if they have made any progress in the investigations. I understand it was recently, but there will be something, Secretary. Yes. The report was received from the C4 there in Culiacán this morning. You mean the C4 that was connected to the Chapitos C4 headquarters? You mean that C4? Yes, the report was received from the C4 there in Culiacán this morning. There are 9 people terminated and 5 wounded. They entered the building. The homicides did not occur on the public street. They are reaching the interior of this rehabilitation center, which, as you mentioned, is an addiction center named Shaddai. There are 9 people unalived, all men, all of age. Everything indicates these are the first reports, but we will make sure, because there's nothing there, we will to report more precisely as the investigation progresses. It was a cell of those known as the Chapitos, attacking a cell inside the rehabilitation center belonging to their antagonistic group, the Mayos. What? That's the information we have right now. There are vehicles that we already have information about which vehicles participated, and we are also working with local authorities to make this arrest. Due to the characteristics of the incident, will this event be investigated by the state's prosecutor's office, or will it be brought by the Attorney General's office? The state's Attorney General's office has it. And we are also in the Attorney General's office of the Republic, Sedena Marina. Secretary of Security, we are working in collaboration with the local prosecutor's office. So it was the Chapitos who broke in. These are the first reports. If there's any additional information, we'll see. But this is preliminary information we have. Thank you very much. I think 298 made that report.